All right, we're going on a walking tour of the auto show. Today, though, in this section, we are going to do sports cars, and I'm really pumped to be here, and we're pumped to do this. Tell everybody who you are, let everybody in on the fun we're going to have. It's going to be a home video today.
Yeah, it's Lou Vittantonio. I'm the president of the Cleveland Auto Show. This is my 17th show. So, I mean, it's one of the best that we've had. A lot of sports cars, a lot of things to talk about.
All right, Lou, but, I mean, I look around here this year again, and it seems like we're back to where we used to be at one point. This place is packed. Yep. There's cars everywhere. There are people all around, and it really, I think the auto industry feels pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. The auto industry is really showcasing right now. They're doing very well. We're doing well as well in Northern Ohio. You know what I mean? We got some jobs, we got some growth, it's steady growth, and I think that's resulting in people coming out, and it's the second largest purchase you ever make, second to a house. So it's very, very important. People spend a lot of time, on average, they're spending over 4 hours in the show. Wow. So it's a great time. It's low pressure, great atmosphere, and a good time for the family.
All right, we're not editing, we're not doing anything, we're just going to walk around the auto show. All right, so Lou, tell me what we're talking about first.
Well, we're starting with something really strong, coincidentally really expensive. You got yourself a Lexus LFA, very, very limited, over $300,000. I think this is really the progression from the Supra of years ago, and now they're coming out on their high-end brand, which is the Lexus brand. This car is just amazing. You're not going to see it on the road, unfortunately, because the guys, not like you and I, are going to be able to afford it.
What do you think this thing's going to run?
As far as cost,
yeah,
that's well over $300,000. I mean, in a limited production, it's made out of carbon fiber. This is a road-worthy race car, hands down. And again, you won't even see them on the road, unfortunately. You may see it on the track. But you and I aren't going to be driving it, so it doesn't really matter.
So your best bet here is Mid-Ohio, or maybe
Mid-Ohio if you want to see something like this, or and the ability for us to get in it, is probably pretty small or pretty slim. But the people that buy these cars, they're using them for racing and off the road, close course.
Yeah, I'm just looking through here. Let's look through here a little bit as we go into the car. Just check it. So I'm assuming this thing has a good stereo inside of it.
I don't. You know what though? When you get to a level, when you're spending that kind of money, that's one thing.
Right.
But when you get to this level, I don't know that the tunes are really the key focus of the vehicle. It's all about performance. I mean, if you're looking at this thing, you got a steering wheel that's made out of carbon fiber, all kinds of carbon fiber inside. That's saving weight. I know this body is made by out of carbon fiber. If you look right where that VIN tag is,
right,
that he's kind of focusing on right now, that's the body, and it's made out of carbon fiber. It's saving on weight. It's all about racing. The brakes.
I don't even think I could afford the brakes.
No.
I mean, I'm looking at
do a tune-up.
and Dave Kopinski, who's walking around with the camera right now, can see us. I mean, even look at the brakes. The brakes have just a sweet logo on them. I mean, that's probably more expensive than anything I'm driving right now.
You got two calipers right there.
Right.
Okay, so you got the one on the left, that's the red one. The one on the right, these are ceramic brakes. They don't heat up as quickly. They stop. They have much more power. Again, resulting in a high expensive car that can stop because it can go really fast.
All right. The only thing I need to check out and see if there's any French fries in between the seats, because that's what my kids would have. I'd have French fries. This is not a kid's car.
No.
All right, Lou, let's go walk over. Let's go check out another car over here. Where do you want to go next?
Let's take a walk to Audi over here. Another sports car, kind of a segment that we're talking about today. It is a two-seater. They have a 10-cylinder and an 8-cylinder that they make. They make a Roadster or Spire version of it, hardtop. Again, really limited production. We're talking about $150,000, maybe $175,000 car, and but again, they're bringing them out to the show. I mean, that's the most important. I mean, everybody can see it, and that's another reason why people are coming out to see all the different vehicles, because there's everything from the cars that are in their $20,000 range all the way up to you're looking at something that's $300,000, and everything in between.
But what's the incentive to bring out a car that's like $300,000? I mean, it's just one of those things of like, hey, I'd love to dream, and if I hit the lottery, this is what I want to buy. Why do you think we do it?
I think the manufacturers do that because they're doing a couple things. One, they call it a halo car. It's something that is very limited production. It's something that showcases what they're able to do, to show off what they're able to do with either racing components. Or their technology. I'm not so sure that they make money on those cars because they're so costly to produce, but they do it because they want to show off what they can do. They're going to make money on some of the lower models or something like that, but they do it because they want to show you, hey, we have the ability to build this car. You got to check this out over here. Come on.
Okay. All right. So where are we headed now? One more time.
Over into Audi right now, into the R8. And when you talk about a sports car, I mean, just look at the front end of this car. And look how low it is to the ground.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at this.
I look like James Bond here.
You know what? It's been in a few movies too, but all aluminum body. They make it in a V10. They make it in an 8-cylinder. This car is just, I mean, an absolute. And this is the Spider version as well. But again, R8 V10 Spider. It doesn't get any better than that, especially in Arrest Me Red.
I'm thinking that if I was 18, 19 years old and I had this, I would definitely be able to get a date.
I don't know about you and I. I think we may. I don't even know if the car is going to help us. But no, you're right. I mean, this is just something that something you don't see every day. Driving on the streets and but they are very, very special vehicles and something you can see at the auto show at least, right?
Yep. All right, let's go check out some of the specs on this. The board's over here, so kind of walk us through the specs on this and what makes it so special. It's only $173,000.
Yeah, it's quite a deal. You can probably find
maybe they'd like to buy it. See these people over there walking away. You want to buy a couple?
2 of these?
2 for 1. It's like Little Caesars on this car today. Are you in? They're in. She's in. 2 for 1.
Wait, you were wrong. That's the base price.
Oh, I'm sorry. That means AM radio only.
Yeah, you forgot all the optional stuff. It brings it up to $182,450. So it's a nice deal. But 525 horsepower, accelerates 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. 5.2 liter V10. I mean, this is strong. And if you see this on the road, I think you probably should get out of the way.
Yep. I think Danita Harris has one of these. Nah, maybe she's got 2 sitting inside. I mean, I look at it and I say, hey, where am I going to put my kids in this thing? It's unfortunate because when you get a little bit older, you think about these things when you're younger. You drive them, then you add a couple kids to your life, and you forget about it.
Well, here's the deal, Andy. You and I are both thinking about the same thing. At what point in our life can we maybe, if it was costly, if it was enough money, maybe we can get one of these because we don't have somebody else to carry. Or somebody else's stuff, or somebody else's sports things to carry, or children, or anything like that. So,
all right, Lou, I think this has passed us both by. I don't think we'll ever see this again.
That's over with.
Hey, but look, check this out. Jim Craig is here. It's always a pleasure to have Jim Craig, United States Hockey Team.
Autograph?
Yeah, are you the real Jim Craig?
I wish.
I know. That jersey's awesome, though. I'll give you credit on that. Thank you.
Good for you.
All right, see, they bring them all.
Yeah.
All right, where do you want to go next?
Let's take a walk let's take a walk over here. To sports cars. Cadillac has always had at least one sports car. We'll kind of walk through there. We won't stop there too long, but they have an electric sports car called an ELR. It's an electric 2-door coupe. I wouldn't say it's necessarily an actual sports car, but it's a combination of a hybrid and a 2-seater that they're going to basically launch here in the next couple of weeks. Let's head over here. Now, this gentleman's kind of introducing how the interior of the Cadillac works, which you have to have an instructional video to even understand. But it does. It's a little sometimes hard to understand.
You know what, though? I mean, when you look at these cars, and I look at like my father who's in his 80s or is just about to turn 80, I mean, it's amazing how quick he's able to catch on. I know he's got a Ford. He's been able to figure out the sync pretty quick. And, I think sometimes it might be especially when you talk about what we're seeing back there, it might be a little bit intimidating to some of the older folks out there. But it's amazing how quick they can catch on because, the manufacturers do such a great job of making sure that folks know how to use their equipment.
Well, not only that, they know who their audience is, and so they're gonna make the car. All the cars got technology. They all have the ability to do certain things, but they're gonna make sure that the people that are buying the car, if they get frustrated with it, they're gonna want to get rid of it.
Absolutely.
And that's the last thing that the manufacturer wants to do when you buy a new car. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start heading over to some other sports car type vehicles. We're walking over to a dealer that has actually the manufacturer display for Maserati, Aston Martin, and I think the Rolls-Royce. That's more a little bit luxury. I think we'll let Leon talk about that stuff. We'll leave those apart. But there's
Sure.
a couple of vehicles that we have coming up here. So
we're basically going into Jay Leno territory over here, right?
We're getting into a Porsche, getting into a Maserati. Some of the high-end vehicles that, and they are sports cars. You got this Maserati, I think we'll see it right here. It's called a Gran Turismo. Again, Gran Turismo Sport. It is a sports car, 2-door coupe. It comes in a convertible, about 450 horsepower, $130,000 all the way up to maybe $180,000 depending on the options. As you can see, now these are the Maserati. The Aston Martin Vanquish. Again. Those are beautiful vehicles. That's the Spider version of it, the convertible. You got Maseratis over here. He's focusing on the Aston Martins. Let's take a walk over here. And Maserati makes a 4-door, a couple of 4-doors, but this is the sport version of what.
Again, I don't think Maserati and think kids. I don't know. Maybe
no,
this.
No, I'll take that back. You know what? This is a big car. It is a sports car. It's the sport version. You can tell by the exhaust tips, and you can fit 4 people in there. It's roomy enough. I mean, if you take a look, and hopefully, I don't know that it's open, but maybe we can have him peek in the back. Yeah, it's a little. This one's not open.
Don't make the alarm go off.
Yeah, I know. You know what? They'll take me out in cuffs anyways. It doesn't really matter. So here, 136,000. But this is the sport version from Maserati of Cleveland. Again, it's a coupe. This is a touring sports car, and there is enough room in the back for a couple of kids. So definitely something you can do. I think you should get 2 of them.
I think it's a beautiful car. Maybe we go 2 for 1 on this whole video. You come out. I mean, you look at it and you look at the sticker price and you kind of check out some of the things that are going on with Maserati. And I think one of the other things too is that we have so many great dealers here in Northeast Ohio too. I mean, even just to see Maserati of Cleveland kind of makes you feel special because if you can buy a Maserati in Northeast Ohio, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it does. It shows a representation that we have the ability to, you may not see them in the wintertime. This may not go as well as we think it will, but, some of the other Maseratis they're all-wheel drive vehicles, and they have no problem. I mean, if they can make it in Italy, we can make it in Northern Ohio.
Absolutely. All right, so now this is Maserati, and and what's amazing is we've seen probably, 4 or 5 of the nicest cars, and we did it all within less than 10 minutes. It's pretty cool. I mean, that's the beauty of the auto show.
It is. Okay, how far are we in? How much time do I got to
you have as much time as you probably. This is the internet. If you need to swear, you can swear. We could have people. I mean, if people want to come up and make money years behind us, it's all good. We're going this way.
Here's where we're at. You got yourself a 2014 Porsche Boxster. Again, this is the entry level for Porsche. Nice vehicle. What's the price here? 60,000. Now you're back in your range.
Oh yeah, my range.
But it's only got 2 seats. So if you got maybe you can throw a kid in the front. Enough room for maybe half your set of golf clubs. But again, rear engine. Actually, it's a mid-engine vehicle. And,
if you're playing golf, it's you and your clubs. That's it.
Your clubs. You guys can put arms. You can put your arms around your clubs. That's about it. But this is the entry model for Porsche. So,
all right. Should we go ask this lady how she feels in there? See if she wants to buy one.
I don't know. Let's go see what she says.
Go ask.
Her jacket matches.
That's true. Hey, do you know your jacket actually matches the car? I think this is made for you.
Oh, do I get to win the car then?
If I could give you this car, I'd give you this, and I'd give everyone in your family one.
I'm ready.
What do you think of this car?
Count me in. I like it. I'm thinking about getting one.
I don't see. I'm looking at.
My husband wants it.
What do you think? Can she have it?
Oh yeah.
Buy 2 of them for her?
Why not?
Well, I mean,
Cheaper that way.
Well, you drive your blue one on Mondays, and then maybe your red one on Tuesdays.
I like that idea.
All right. Well, tell everybody who you are. What's your name?
My name's Daryl.
Daryl, where do you live? What city?
I live in Amherst.
In Amherst. Nice. Easy drive over here. The weather was going to scare some people over, but it didn't scare anybody today.
Yeah. Weather's every day.
Are you a regular at the auto show? I mean, do you like coming out here?
Yeah. Yeah.
See anything you like? Anything you want to drive home today?
Yeah. A couple of them.
Good answer. That's good. It's all good. Daryl, thank you so much. What's your name?
Judy.
Judy, you like the Maseratis?
Oh, yeah. I would definitely take one of those.
Everybody should have a sports car, shouldn't they?
I think so. You know, it makes you feel good.
I don't think I don't know where my kids would sit, and I don't know. I'm looking for French fries in between the seats. That's what I'm looking for.
That would be my case. Yes.
Hey, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. All right. Let's keep walking. Let's see if I can drive people crazy here.
Let's keep doing it. But here we're going to move over. Maybe if we catch the camera. We're gonna catch. How about the camera catching us?
Yeah, he'll find us.
That'll be fine.
That's why Dave Kopinski, our camera guy today, is the best ever. Thanks, Dave. Thank you. All right.
The man. All right, we're moving out of the Maserati Porsche world, and we're going to move into the Jaguar world. Really have come a long way since a couple of years ago when they were. What's going on, buddy?
Are you Zets?
What?
What's your last? Are you Zets?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm reading the back of your shirt. Are you having fun at the auto show?
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, great. What are you playing? Is this? Oh, this is mathematics stuff. Very nice.
Thanks.
All right. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. All right, let's keep walking.
All right, we'll keep walking. Jaguar.
Okay.
Yes. Used to be an English, company, British company, excuse me. Now it's owned by Tata out of India.
Okay.
And they have done a tremendous job. I mean, so look at some of these vehicles. These are their top of the line sports cars. Let's take a look at some of the specs on this thing. These are the F-Type range. Hey, look, it's a deal.
Back in our ballpark. Here
That's
we
right.
go.
Just under 100,000. It's 99,000. until you add some of the other options. But these are the different versions: the coupe versions, convertible versions. Each one of these will come with either a 6-cylinder or a V8, and then it just goes on from there.
You can get in at 65,000. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at the model here, but
Yeah,
at
that's the
65,000.
race version, so that's type R.
Ah.
I think that's what we're looking at here. That's what we're looking at in the white vehicle with the yellow calipers. But again, a little carbon fiber wing, something that makes this thing a little special.
Are all sports cars pretty much carbon fiber now?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it is expensive to produce a vehicle with carbon fiber. They do it for weight and weight ratios. But again, the first car we looked at was 300 grand. That thing's totally made out of carbon fiber versus this maybe have a few of the components. Now we're back down to 100,000.
All right, well, let's keep
That's
walking.
not the only part of what it costs. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you want satellite radio, I mean, you're going to come up with at least $37 a month extra on that.
All right, here's where we're going to head. Let's see if we can get this way. I want to get to the Corvettes.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Definitely something that, when you talk about sports cars, you got to talk about the American Classic, which is the Corvette.
What's amazing, I think, about sports cars, too, is to drive around town on a nice sunny night on maybe a Thursday or Friday, places like Quaker Steak and Lube, where you drive by and everybody's got their engine open, everybody's got the hood up, and everyone's checking out each other's cars. I just think it's such a cool thing that folks do, and you see that has definitely picked up in popularity across the country, and especially here in Northeast Ohio.
Well, you know what, Andy? People are proud of what they have. Okay, they like to talk about it. There's always a story behind the vehicle. Not only with the new cars, matter of fact, at the auto show, we have cars that are 25 years and older. There's a lot of sports cars in that section of the building as well. And they come out, it's a good place to sit and chat about what your car does and what it can do, and maybe you can challenge somebody else with it. But it's just a culture, sports car culture that's out there. Here's what I want you to do. See if we can sneak through these two trucks.
All right. We'll sneak through. Yeah. Oh, look at this, the Corvette. Don't say anything. We'll be okay. How about this yellow Corvette? This thing is beautiful. How you doing, sir?
What's going on?
Good.
This is the brand new 2014 Chevy Corvette. This is the hardtop. I think it's a Z51 package, which is, again, some more optional stuff, some more performance things. Behind the camera, it's got a blue convertible. Now this is called the Stingray. It is the Corvette Stingray. They brought that name back. That's more of a base model. This is a Z51. There's a Z51 convertible over there. These are all from Lally Chevrolet. He's really, really, really big into Corvettes, sells a lot of them. That means he gets a lot of allocation.
Oh, there's Tim over there right now. I see him.
Is that Tim?
Maybe Tim wants to talk for a second. Should we go?
Tim, come here.
Hey, Tim, Andy Baskin, how are you doing?
It's Mike Lally.
Andy Baskin, how are you? Mike
you?
Lally.
Sorry.
What's going on?
I knew it was one of the Lallies.
one of the things
I
that
see him on
says it on his
TV.
jacket.
Hey, we're checking out sports cars right now. We're just kind of walking around. You want to show us what you got here?
Oh, absolutely. We've got 3 brand new Stingrays here. We've got the blue with the Kalahari. We've got this yellow beast right here, and we've also got the red convertible behind us. We are big into Corvettes over at Tim Lally, so it's great to be able to show off what we've got around the store.
Hey, well, just tell me a little bit more about, let's just step up to the yellow one and give me a little bit more on the specs, and just tell me how cool it would be to be driving around Northeast Ohio on this thing.
Well, you're talking about 465 horsepower. You're talking about a car that you can drive to the gas station, run down the highway, and just run around 186 miles an hour. And then it'll get you 30 miles per gallon, which is really an engineering feat as far as I'm concerned. It's just amazing. It got a lot of attention on the way here. I was behind the wheel, and luckily I was keeping it under the speed limit.
we were joking about being able to get a date as we were walking around. I'm like, what, this might be the way I can get a date. This might be my only, well, I'm married now, so I think my wife might be upset about that. But when I was 18, I think this would have been the only way I would get a date.
Oh, I'll tell you something. I think you'd be in real trouble if you couldn't go out and make some friends in this car.
Hey, how's the auto show treating you this year? How are things going for you?
It is excellent. We are busy. Just the displays around here are amazing. If anybody hasn't been down yet, I would tell them to get down here fast because it's so amazing to see all these cars in one place. I'm loving it.
And the other thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier too is just kind of the bounce back for the auto industry, especially here in Northeast Ohio. And I mean, it is absolutely great to see this place, packed to the hilt again, and to see everyone out, even on a day where we thought the weather was going to be bad. But I mean, it is just miles and miles of cars in here.
Well, it's been a few years ago we had some tough times, but it has come back. It's come back strong, and we've been doing this for 90 years, so we've seen the ups and downs, and we are definitely on the upside. I'm loving it. Loving it.
Sounds good. Say hi to everybody at Lally Chevy.
You got it. Hello, everybody at Lally.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right, let's keep walking. We're doing good.
There's one more Corvette
You got it.
that actually nobody has yet that we want to talk about, and maybe we can take a look at. You're going to see the differences between the two. Mike showed you some of the Z51. That's an option package. He also showed you the base. He showed the convertible. There is only two that they created, that Chevrolet has created so far. It's obviously going to go into production soon. It's a 2015, and it's another package. It's called the Z06 Chevrolet Corvette. Obviously, you see the bases, the white convertible here, the blue hard top here, or it's a T-top. It's not a T-top. They don't have T-tops anymore. But if we can weave our way into here where all the crowd is, we're going to see this Z06 that will be out in 2015. This is a supercharged V8 Mustang Did I say Mustang?
It's okay.
That's all right. We got to go.
I used to drive Mustangs. We'll wrap it up at Mustang. How's that sound?
All right, that's fine. That's a long ways away, but here is the Z06, the 2015 Z06. Again, wider stance, bigger brakes, bigger tires. When we talked about carbon fiber, see it running underneath the doors. Some of the parts on this, again, getting into the race version of the Corvette, and it's a pretty beautiful car.
I always think the interesting thing about sports cars too is, guys that I know that own sports cars, their sports cars probably live 360 days of the year in the garage because they don't want them going anywhere. And I always think, you have your everyday car that you drive to work or wherever you're going to, and then you've got your sports car. And I always think it's interesting that you've got the wherewithal to be able to park a car and then bring it out on special occasions.
I know, and it's where you park it, where you take it, where you drive it. But you know what, though? Again, you talked about before when we go into shows, it's the love of the vehicle, and this is something that somebody's going to want to have, hold on to, and then showcase for a long time.
And the other thing about sports car owners too is that it's about that great pride they have, and I think you touched on it just a little bit of being able to say, it's like their baby. It's like another kid.
Yeah, sure is. Setting aside in the garage, it's always covered, it's always washed. Nobody goes near it. But you know what? They're really the first person that's going to take it out and show everybody. So I mean, it's a great vehicle. It's a great experience, and the best part about this one, it's made right here in the U.S.
Outstanding. All right, let's walk. Where do you want to go next?
We're going to go right behind here if you can follow us. Yep, we got some real sports cars we want to talk about in Millionaires Row.
Okay.
This has been at the auto show for a couple years. This is its second
Actually, I saw you on. We almost had our first accident.
Sorry.
Our first accident.
That's her sports car.
Is there a kid in there?
No, she's over with Dad.
Okay, good. She's with Dad, so we're good. OH.
IO.
Nice job. He had his Ohio State shirt on. Okay.
These did well. Okay, so we're walking through. We're getting into Millionaires Row. These cars, at a minimum, I'd say 150,000 is the minimum. So, at this point, we're going to come into something. It is a McLaren MP.
Hang on 1 second. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Look at my face.
Thank you. No, don't get the face or look at your face. Okay, what are we looking at first?
We got ourselves a 2014 McLaren MPC 4 convertible, because this is a convertible.
And it's Philadelphia Flyer yellow, or
That's right.
orange,
Philadelphia Flyer yellow. Vehicles here. It was shipped in. This is a very, very rare vehicle. Again, something you're not going to see on the road. Hey, Brian, how much is this car?
This car in particular is $308,000.
$308,000. It's a deal. We can get a 2 for 1.
Okay, good.
So, but again, made out of carbon fiber. What's it? 600 horsepower?
Actually, this is the gentleman from McLaren. I'm not exactly sure on the horsepower.
Well, we'll just make it up.
Well, all right, well,
So,
whatever
but
it takes.
Does it look good? There we go.
Hey, it's on Facebook, Twitter, and it's also on Instagram, so you can do all that.
So, yeah, I mean, again,
This car is beautiful.
This is just amazing. I mean, again, it's a very unique, rare vehicle, but we brought it in for the show to everybody to see. And
So McLaren is out of Philadelphia. Just
this is the dealership is out of
Oh,
Philadelphia,
okay.
But this is made in Britain, so this is brought from overseas, and it's a street legal race car, if that's what you want to come down.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. In the range of that LFA, that first car we saw, but it is beautiful. It is beautiful.
that is
Now,
absolutely awesome.
Turn around, this, and we kind of breeze through Porsche. We
Right.
kind of saw the base model. This is the opposite of the base model. This is a 911 Turbo S convertible, and it is a beautiful car. It's about $215,000. The sticker's right over there, and it's a twin turbo, brand new model. Red, black, yellow calipers. You see that ceramic? We talked about the ceramic brakes. Heats up and goes fast. It's all-wheel drive, but it certainly can slow down. And now, what you're seeing with a lot of these cars, this is an automatic. not sticks anymore.
Huh.
This is an automatic.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they've
You know
gone
why?
away?
Because I think the automatics are just as good as the 6-speeds. They shift just as good. They actually probably shift better than a human can do it, and there's no hassle to it, and that's really what it comes down to.
Today, the
Even
automatics.
this guy, he's
Andy
talking about
Baskin
Porsche.
from Channel 5.
Brian McNulty.
Brian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Actually, the automatics for Porsche are now faster than the manuals.
That's awesome. For me, that's awesome because I can't drive a stick. I'm in the generation where I never had to do it. Why do you think? Why have we switched over to that? That whole need for speed thing always seems to have a hand on a stick.
Well, what it is, it's Formula One technology. So Formula One, you've got double clutch transmissions, odd gears on one side, even gears on the other. So now the transmission is selecting second gear while you're in first. So when you say I want to switch, changes immediately.
That's awesome. It's amazing, and the cars you have over here are outstanding. I mean, this has got to be one of the fun places to be in the auto show this
It's
year.
the most popular booth in the show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, are you kidding? Wow. I mean, look at all the people that are lined up here, and this has been a lot of fun. These cars are just simply amazing. I mean, really, and I mean, this is a car you might actually see every once in a while during the summer where you'll turn your head and go, wow, did you see that?
Yeah, Porsche 911, absolutely. The Rolls-Royce Ghost, not an everyday car, but when you see it, you know it.
All right. Hey, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right.
You want to know a little bit more about this McLaren?
Sure.
Let's talk to him.
All right.
It's an
First of all,
amazing car.
all right, Andy Baskin, nice to meet
Steve
you.
Zorek, nice
All
to meet you.
Steve, first of all, is this Philadelphia Flyers colors? Is this why?
That's why we brought it here. Yes,
Is that why
Philadelphia
you guys
Flyers.
brought it? Or what you could tell people here, though, is it's Brown's orange, and you'd be good to go.
Oh, right. It's Brown's orange. No, it's actually McLaren's heritage color. It's called McLaren orange.
Oh, seriously?
Yep.
Do the Flyers know they're stealing that color?
They did not know that. No.
Okay. Now, are you from Philly originally?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tell me about this car.
So about 616 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. Top speed is 206 miles an hour. The coupe is 207. It's a hardtop convertible. It's made from a carbon fiber tub that weighs about 165 pounds, but it's 3 times stronger than steel. And that's what just makes that's what makes the car itself. It's only about 3,250 pounds wet. It has a 3.8 liter twin turbo engine at 616 horsepower.
Unbelievable. Now, did you get to drive it here, or how did it get here?
No, we transported it out.
How many miles does this thing have on it?
This one's new, so it's under 100.
Okay.
And
And where are you getting those 100 miles? Who's taking it out? I mean, are you not road testing this, are you?
no, so our technicians do. They go through
Okay.
a stringent test in the beginning. So we'll get the car. It'll have about 50 miles, and then they'll do maybe about 20 miles of a test of driving to make sure everything's good.
It's outstanding. It is absolutely a beautiful car. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take it back to Philly, and if we had a hockey team here, I could make fun of it, but I can't. So I'll root for the Flyers just for you. How's that sound?
Please do. That sounds great.
All right, let's keep going. We'll walk. I didn't see any cheesesteaks in there either, so
Not the cheesesteaks back in Philly.
no cheesesteaks. All right.
Andy,
All right, let's keep walking.
come on, we got to talk about the Aston Martin.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Thomas. Mark. Wow, this is the Aston Martin. I don't know a ton, but I can tell you this. You want to talk about a sports car, another one out of England. This is a beautiful vehicle. Hold on a second. Hey, I got to steal you for a second. I don't know enough about Aston Martins, and I can't talk about it.
Mark, Andy Baskin, nice to meet you. Thanks.
Thomas, nice
All
to
right,
meet you.
We're just walking around the auto show. We're checking out sports cars. Can you tell us a little bit about the Aston Martin?
Yeah, this is the Vanquish Volante, which is their latest model. 565 horsepower. The entire body is all built out of carbon fiber.
It's amazing. It's an amazing car. Kind of take us through the inside a little bit as we walk back here.
We'll come back and so like within the door handles, you got this groove part here. That's for shaking hands. So as you open the door, that's your first greeting with the car is to open the door.
That's awesome.
All the million stitches of leather for the hourglass stitching that's in here. I've got 12 leather hides, leather cow hides to make the leather inside one of the Vanquishes. 177 steering wheel, which is a replica of the steering wheel in the $1.5 million 177 that Aston Martin has, which is their quickest car. Carbon fiber trim on the interior dash. Again, 565 horsepower that they power into this, and convertible's the latest that they have.
So did you get to drive this out on 480 to bring it in here, or no?
Not 480, but last weekend I had this driving in Crested Butte, Colorado on ice, and it was making the rounds in the track without a problem, surprisingly. Winter tires, of course, not the summer tires.
How's this going? As folks walk by and they check it out, what do they say? They're like, oh, that car's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful car.
Yeah, a lot of pictures. Definitely, it's the James Bond,
definitely
Aston
is.
Martin, so everybody's got their desire to ride in it, drive it, and, it's been fun. We've been doing great with it here in Cleveland. Ended up 15th in the country last year, so we've sold quite a few out of the 30 dealers in the country.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How's the auto show going for you here?
Going good.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
good
great.
turnout.
I've been talking to everybody else about this too. It's so refreshing to see all of these people back out at the auto show. A couple years there, the economy was a little rough, but man, we see all the folks are back out. All the displays are back out. I mean, it's
More
really one of the
brands,
best things to
more
do.
manufacturers are out again this year, so everything's been turning out really well.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. It was really nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Take care. We'll talk to you
Pleasure.
soon. Mark
Thank
Thomas.
you.
All right, let's keep walking. And I think we've got a couple more. I'm like, all right, we're going to jump over to the other side of the Millionaires Row here. Mark, tell me a little bit about this car we're looking at.
So this is the Maserati Gran Turismo Cambrio, the convertible, obviously available also in a coupe, but you know, the Italian luxury of a sports car is definitely with the Gran Turismo that Maserati has. So, obviously you've got your, you know, piano black finished steering wheel, you got Contraflow leather, again contrast stitching. You know, this is one of those most common, you know, white, red, black, you know, all typical sports car. Black look on the wheels, so definitely a high-selling car for Maserati.
Hey, when we talk about Maserati, especially Maserati owners here in Northeast Ohio, are they a close group? Are these guys kind of know each other?
Yeah, a lot of them know each other. You know, a few of them overlap with Ferrari. You know, they'll have their Ferrari for their Sunday drive, but they might have a Maserati for their regular daily driver or the day-to-day driver. Especially now with Maserati having a four-wheel drive vehicle that they came out, so now they can drive them year-round also. So.
And if we want to check this out outside of the auto show, where are we going to?
North Olmsted, Maserati of Cleveland, North Olmsted, and about 10 minutes from the airport here, or IX Center.
Outstanding. Mark, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. We'll talk to you
Appreciate
soon. All right, we're going to keep walking. I lost my dance partner. We'll come back over here. All right, so I think the next spot we're going to go to is Viper, and once we hop back in this conversation. All right, now you're done. I got to stop you from working.
I know. It's part of the show, man. I mean, it's my responsibility if this doesn't go off right.
Well, it's looking good. All right, let's keep going. Where are we going next? We're going Viper?
Yeah, we're going to take a walk into the Dodge display. You know, and again, every one of the manufacturers has something that they like to showcase their high-end vehicle. We've been to Audi, we've been to Lexus, we've been to Chevrolet, we've been to Jaguar, Porsche, Maserati, and so again, they all have something that they like to showcase.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Everything you do, man. All right. So, good deal. You know, and they all have something to showcase. So we're going to walk through, and we're going to walk at an angle into the Chrysler display. One thing that I want to note, though, about Cleveland, you know, you have the Cleveland Institute of Art.
Right.
Okay. And the most important thing, and some people probably don't know, there are two gentlemen that actually worked on this Z06 and this Corvette. This is not a Corvette, this is the Z28, excuse me. The Corvettes that we saw before, one of the lead designers and the interior designer are both graduates from the Cleveland Institute of Art, which is huge for our, you know, for that school. Not only that, the designers on the interior and the exterior of the Viper are graduates from the Cleveland Institute of Art, the car that we're going to see shortly. So I mean, again, a good connection. Those guys are coming back. They actually have two designers on the current Corvette, the brand new Corvette, that are coming back later in the week, you know, from for their alma mater to talk to some of the students and to tell them what they've done.
How much pride do those guys take when they come back here and say, hey, look at me, Cleveland Auto Show, look what we did. I went to the Cleveland Institute of Art. And that's almost like watching your hometown team come back here and come back with a championship if you're able to do that and come back here for the auto show.
Well, let me tell you something. That you talk about how Ohio State recruits.
Yes.
What do you think Cleveland Institute of Art's doing? They're bringing in their top designers and saying, you see that piece of art on the ground? That's a Corvette. People that graduated from this school designed that car. And it's a great recruiting tool for the school, and it's a great thing that we have that school here locally. You know, to have those guys come back, and they always come back. That's another point that I haven't made. They always spend the time to come back to give back to their school.
How many different brands do we have out here? How many different manufacturers?
Right now we have over 35 manufacturers represented, over 1 million square feet. We've got over 1,000 cars under one roof in the facility here. We have 2 ride and drives, which we'll talk about in different segments. One for Jeep that's been here for 7 years. Second was Ram truck, has a drive inside. That's its first year First place in the country that have both drives at one time, indoors. We have 9 ride and drives. Ride and drive is actually physically leaving the building, getting into a vehicle and basically test driving it off the property and then coming back into the building. So there's 14 brands and 9 outdoor ride and drives, and then there's 2 indoor ride and drives.
It is that. I mean, I remember when the Jeep one first came out, and I'm like, oh man, I got to do this Jeep. And the other thing is, at the time, I think I owned a Jeep, and everybody who, I think the first thing I learned within 2 weeks of having the Jeep is doing the Jeep wave. If you walk by somebody or you drive by somebody, you got one hand on the steering wheel and you put 4 fingers back up at the next guy that's coming back at you.
Just like the motorcycles with Harley Davidson and the Jeeps, it's a culture, it's a group. And it's pride in your vehicle. The other thing too is, Mopar, which is the performance division of Dodge and Chrysler, the Chrysler brand. I mean, they've got some strong vehicles. There's a Challenger here, starting to get into some of the Hemis, and now we're coming on. I apologize. We're coming on the Viper SRT, and this is their performance group. Again, designed or helped designed by some of the designers from the Cleveland Institute of Art. And now you're starting to see the new Chrysler with an infusion of the Italian design. And it's just a beautiful car. 2-seater roadster.
So this is Cleveland Institute of Art, or no?
This was designed by students that graduated from the Cleveland Institute of Art.
It's pretty impressive.
It is.
I mean, it's very impressive, and it's also a beautiful car. I mean, I don't think there isn't a car we haven't seen that isn't beautiful today.
Well, they're shining pretty proud here in Cleveland, so it's a nice look. It's a nice place to see them all.
All right, our next stop we're going to head over to is Ford. I guess we're going to check out the Mustangs when we go over there.
Yeah, we'll get through there. There's quite a few people here, but when he's ready to take a walk, we're going to make it to the brand new, newly designed Ford Mustang. Now, obviously, Ford has made some high-performance vehicles. The Mustang really competes, I would say, with the Camaro. They're always battling back and forth on who has the best horsepower. Now, Chevrolet has the Corvette, which is a continuous run production, but also Ford has had what they called the Ford GT. Back from the 60s, it was the GT40. They came out with the Ford GT, and I think sooner or later Ford will come out with something that is on the higher end. They do have a Mustang Shelby, which runs, I think it's about 550 horsepower in a Mustang body, and you can get a convertible. So we'll go over here and check this out, but there's a brand new Mustang that they're launching here at the show. It was in Detroit, but it's the first time it's been in the state of Ohio, and we're going to get over to that.
How does this work? I'm just curious. So Ford comes in, it's a Ford display, and then the local Ford dealers get involved, or how does that work here at the auto show?
Well, what happens is, we 6 months, 8 months out, or basically 3 months after this show is done, we get in touch with the manufacturers and say, hey, here are the dates for the Cleveland show. Generally, we fall 2 weeks after the Chicago Auto Show. So it goes Detroit, then it goes Chicago, then it comes to Cleveland, the bigger shows. And New York is always last. LA is the prior year. It's real close to Thanksgiving. So that's how the shows lay out. And we contact them. They say, hey, look, this is the space that we're going to take. We'll be prepared to bring a booth. And then the dealers do provide a lot of the cars because it's just economies of scale. Yeah, it's just easier. They're delivered from the stores. These are a lot of the current models. Now, when we talk about this car we're about to approach up here, that's coming from Ford Corporate. Okay, because there's not that many of these new Mustangs out there to be on display, and so they'll come from Dearborn, or this I know for a fact he actually came from Chicago. It's a promotional vehicle. You'll see that it's locked. You can't get to it because there's really only a few of them that they've produced so far, but this is the production Mustang that's going to be out. Beautiful car.
And there's Shelby over there.
That's the current year. This will be next year. And if you look, and he's going to show you, you got the back ends. You can tell a significant difference in the angles of the back ends and actually the lighting, the rear lighting on the cars too. And just some styling cues that you're seeing between the 2 different model years.
It's funny how when you look at some of these Fords too, and you look at the Mustang, I think it brings back a lot of memories for a lot of folks. I think, I've had 2 Ford Mustangs myself. I've had 2 convertibles that I've absolutely loved, and I think about the boxy one I think I had in the 90s, and then I had one that's I'm just trying to think. It may be a little bit closer to the Shelby here, but not exactly the same. And I don't know. I absolutely love these cars when I have them.
They're beautiful. I had a 93 when it was before the body style changed. It was an LX. It was a yellow, canary yellow. It was a special edition, summer edition. And I've had a 98 Shelby. I've had 2003. I had a few other ones. I had a 10th anniversary SVT Cobra. So I've had quite a few myself, and I think they're great cars. My old man's got a 66. You know, again, that's what it's all about. You see this classic car competition, which is in the South Hall. We've got, you know, Mustangs, Camaros, all kinds of different stuff. People are walking around there saying, hey, I had one of these. I had one of these. They're walking with their mom, their dad, and they reminisce a little bit out there, and then they come out and they see the new vehicles. And a lot of styling cues from back then are out here on these vehicles now.
All right, I just want to say thank you so much. I know it took a half hour of your day. I know this is a really busy days for you.
Oh, man,
it was
appreciate
awesome. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the time. You know, have a great time, and we got a lot of sports celebrities coming up, you know, this week.
All right, well, who's coming up? Who's coming up?
On Monday, we have the coach, Browns, Brian Hoyer, and Bernie's going to come out and sign autographs with Hoyer on Monday. I think it's from 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8. You can check our website. Kyrie Irving's coming also on Monday from 6 to 8, signing in the Buick GMC display. The Ford players are going to be here the Browns players are going to be here in Ford. And then on Tuesday, we're giving out T-shirts. Wednesday, we got some throwback. We got some old, you know, Hanford Dixon, Al Bubba Baker. A bunch of them are coming out in the Honda display. They're going to sign from 6 to 8. And then on Thursday, we have Barkevius Mingo coming back to the Ford display. So we got a nice little layout of celebrities from the Browns. And actually, we got a couple of Indians, former Indians players. We haven't announced them yet, but they're going to be in Kia. Those will be on the website.
All right, a little sneak peek for you. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
man.
Hey, I appreciate you, and have a great time. Make sure you come on out to the auto show. Thanks for watching on NewsNet5.com.